Did you know that on July 30th, we celebrate a bishop with golden speech, a humble doorkeeper who worked incredible miracles, and two Persian nobles who risked it all to bury early Christian martyrs? Stick around because the history of today's Catholic saints will completely blow your mind. Welcome back, family. If you love Catholic history and discovering the incredible lives of the saints who paved the way for our faith, you are in the right place. Today, we are diving deep into July 30, a day packed with fascinating historical events and inspiring feast days in the Catholic Church. We're going to explore the legacy of a brilliant early church bishop, a modern American wonder worker, and two ancient martyrs whose story reads like an epic movie. Let's get into the 3 Catholic events you need to know about for July 30.
On July 30th, the Catholic Church universally celebrates the memorial of Saint Peter Chrysologus, a renowned 5th century Italian bishop and doctor of the Church. Born in Imola around the year 380, Peter lived during a time of immense doctrinal confusion and political upheaval in the Roman Empire. After studying theology and embracing a humble, ascetic life as a deacon, he was unexpectedly chosen by Pope Sixtus III to be the Archbishop of Ravenna in 433. Legend holds that the Pope had a vision of St. Peter the Apostle and St. Apollinaris, instructing him to select Peter for the role. As Archbishop, Peter faced significant challenges, including surviving pagan practices and the rampant monophysite heresy, which falsely claimed that Christ did not possess a distinct human nature. Peter fiercely, yet charitably defended the Orthodox Catholic belief in Christ's full humanity and full divinity. However, it wasn't just his precise theology that won hearts, it was his delivery. His preaching was so captivating, concise, and profound that he was given the surname Chrysologus, which translates from Greek as golden speech or golden worded. Over 176 of his brilliant homilies survive today, offering eloquent testimony on the Eucharist, Mary's perpetual virginity, and the primacy of the Pope. Because of the enduring theological richness of his short but powerful sermons, Pope Benedict XIII officially declared St. Peter Chrysologus a doctor of the Church in 1729. He remains a profound example of how truth, when spoken with clarity, pastoral care, and divine love, can guide the faithful through the darkest and most confusing periods of history.
For Catholics in the United States, July 30 marks the incredible feast day of Blessed Solanus Casey, a humble Capuchin Franciscan friar who became one of the most beloved modern figures in American Catholicism. Born Bernard Casey in 1870 to a large Irish immigrant family in Wisconsin, his journey to the priesthood was anything but easy. He struggled significantly with his academic studies at the seminary, which led his superiors to ordain him as a simplex priest in 1904. This meant he was not allowed to preach doctrinal sermons or hear confessions, a restriction that might have devastated a prideful man, but one that Solanus accepted with admiration. Instead of the pulpit, God placed him at the front door. For decades, Father Solanus served as the porter or doorkeeper, primarily at St. Bonaventure Monastery in Detroit, Michigan. It was here that his extraordinary spiritual gifts were revealed. He possessed a profound devotion to the Blessed Sacrament and an unwavering trust in God, frequently advising people to thank God ahead of time. Thousands of people from all walks of life flocked to the monastery door to seek his counsel, prayers, and blessings. Father Solanus became known as a wonder worker. Countless physical healings, spiritual conversions, and resolutions to impossible problems were attributed to his simple prayers. During the Great Depression, he was instrumental in establishing the Capuchin Soup Kitchen to feed the hungry masses in Detroit. He passed away on July 31st, 1957, and an estimated 20,000 people attended his viewing. In 2017, his heroic virtue and miraculous intercession were officially recognized when he was beatified by the Church in front of 60,000 people at Ford Field.
July 30th is also the traditional feast day of Saints Abdon and Sennen, two early Christian martyrs whose incredible story highlights the intense persecution of the early church.
According to historical tradition and early martyrologies, Abdon and Sennen were Persian noblemen who lived during the 3rd century. Following a military campaign by the Roman Emperor Decius, who was notorious for his brutal, empire-wide persecution of Christians, these two men were taken as captives and brought to Rome. Despite their captivity and the immense pressure to conform to Roman paganism, Abdon and Sennen remained fiercely devoted to Jesus Christ. They used their resources and status to quietly serve the persecuted Christian community in Rome. One of their most significant acts of defiance and charity was the dangerous work of retrieving and properly burying the bodies of other Christian martyrs. In Roman society, executed criminals were often left exposed, but performing the corporal work of mercy to bury the dead was a sacred duty for early Christians, demonstrating their belief in the resurrection of the body. Eventually, their secret activities were discovered. When brought before the authorities and commanded to offer sacrifices to the Roman gods, Abdon and Sennen adamantly refused, declaring that they would only worship the one true God. As a result of their unwavering faith, they were condemned to death in the Roman amphitheater. They were martyred for their faith, and ironically, the men who had spent their time burying the martyrs were themselves buried as martyrs by the Christian community. Their relics were later translated in the 9th century, and they remain powerful symbols of courage and the corporal works of mercy.
Thank you so much for watching and exploring the incredible Catholic history of July 30 with us today. The lives of St. Peter Chrysologus, Blessed Solanus Casey, and Saints Abdon and Sennen show us that whether we are preaching, opening a door, or facing persecution, God can use us to change the world. If you found this video inspiring, please make sure to like this video, comment below with which of these 3 saints inspired you the most, and share this with your friends and family so we can continue to spread the beauty of our faith. Don't forget to subscribe for more Catholic history. God bless!